What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Phaithful Phanatics Show. We are streaming live here, as always, on the DSM-Media Twitter and YouTube channels. Guys, first and foremost, you can find us over on Twitter at DSM_media. Make sure to hit that follow button, and more importantly, check out the link tree in our bio. It will take you directly to the YouTube links we have provided. If you want to be interactive throughout any of our live streams, make sure to check out the DSM Philly YouTube channel that you see pulled up on the screen underneath me right now. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, as we are having issues live streaming through X all week through StreamYard, so hopefully they get that fixed. But regardless, if you want your thoughts, comments, and questions pulled up here like you can see on your screen, make sure to tap in and subscribe. I'm one half your host, Dylan Davis. To my right, my faithful co-host, Scotty. The Phillies enter spring training with some drama. Bryce Harper responds to the not elite comments made by Dave Dombrowski back in October, November. We're going to talk about Bryce's comments. We're going to talk about the drama as a whole and vibes heading into Phillies camp, man. Vibes are also high for some of the Sixers over All-Star Weekend. VJ Edgecombe rises above everybody else in the Rising Star game on Friday night. He takes home some hardware. Maxey participated in the three-point competition. Didn't have a great showing. But his team, what was it? Was it the USA Stars or the USA Stripes? I can't remember who was the
get them
OGs
confused.
and who were the youngins in that game. But
I think
anyway,
they were the Stars. I think
the
they
young
were
boys at Tyrese Maxey end up winning the World versus US All-Star game on Sunday. We'll talk about that. The Sixers coming out of the break. Campaign time is back in the city of brotherly love. And obviously, there's always going to be Eagles rumors. And whether we get to that on tonight's show or later on in the week, there's A.J. Brown trade rumors. Would you do it? What would you do it for? Should the Eagles draft a quarterback in this year's draft? There's mock drafts being thrown out. So as always, we'll have some Eagles talk as well throughout the show. Tap in, subscribe. Let's get to it. We appreciate each and every one of you.
Appreciate you getting us started there, man. And for the issue on X, if you head over to X, it's on my page at Scotty Drowned. If you retweet it, it'll take you directly to the link on our DSM page. So if you love it, watch it on X, it's there. It's there if you want it, but it'd be nice if you just head over to the YouTube channel and help us out. It's subscribe over there.
Pretty simple.
But no, man, I love the intro. You got us covered across the board here, man. And yeah, try to lay out the topics for you ahead for the week. We'll obviously jump on the live updates in the moment, but it's nice to give a little precursor to the
and the Sixers will be back in action in 2 nights, so we'll have actual games to get into, and the Philly spring training starts in like less than a week or something. Not that anyone cares about some of those games, but some young guys. You'll get to see Justin Crawford. Maybe you'll get to see Andrew Painter, Aiden Miller. You're going to get some playing time in camp as well. So we'll have a lot to talk about, man. But let's start with the drama. Well, why wouldn't we have to start with the drama? Would you call it drama? Let me ask you that, right? Because obviously this was going to be a story and a headline the second that Bryce walked into camp. These questions were going to fly, and I'll get to how Bryce has handled them in a few moments with you. But would you call this drama? Would you call it a problem internally? What is going on to start camp?
It could be a big nothing. They could have already talked about it, and Bryce is now just being transparent like Dave Dombrowski was transparent about his play or his opinion of his play last year. I don't know. What throws me off is Bryce's tone in the message, right? It almost feels very like nonchalant. His words cut deeper than his actual like tone or his assertiveness in the message, right? He just seems really laid back. He seems like he took it on the chin in a sense, but at the same time, his words say that kind of struck a chord for him in a sense. So it's TBD on if it's going to be drama, because drama is Bryce Harper demanding out of Philadelphia, right? Like that's drama. So I don't know if we're to that. I don't think it's that type of drama yet.
I sincerely hope not.
But for the Phillies, and then you throw in and we talked about this a little bit on the last show, the Castellanos saying, like, I don't know that the Phillies did outside of naming your plans for what you were going to do with him, I don't know that they did anything else wrong.
Correct.
So I don't know where this Castellanos shit is coming from, but if you lump that in with the Bryce Harper stuff and Dave Dombrowski, then I guess you could call it drama right now with the Phils.
Yeah. Let's get that out of the way. I don't love how Bryce is handling it so far. Obviously he already had a response to it when he had a photo shoot when taking BP in a cage a couple months ago, wearing a T-shirt that says "Not Elite" on it. So you already had a little bit of back and forth, right? A little shot back at Dave Dombrowski, the president of baseball ops for your organization. But like you mentioned, not just what he's answering at the ballpark, but I don't know if you guys know what Bussin' with the Boys podcast is with Taylor Lewan and Will Compton. They were part of Barstool. Now they're off. I forget where they are now, but he was just on that. Like, all these clips are being released this morning. And they ask him a question and he says, well, I don't know, man, I'm not elite. And then starts laughing. And they kind of they start asking him about that. And he gets a little bit more into detail with it. He's laughing at the same time, but it's almost like, is he letting it go? Is it behind for Bryce? Some of the language he says in the one clip I saw, when I signed there, not when I signed here. But now there's also other clips where he says, I wish I would have started my career here. This is home, da-da-da. So look, I agree with you. I don't think it's that deep to the point of where some relationship, right, is fractured and can't be repaired and that bridge is broken. But let's get to the root of the problem.
Yeah.
My patients are wearing very, very, very thin with the president of baseball operations. My patients are this thin when it comes to Dave Dombrowski.
Yeah.
Bryce is 1,000% correct. Scott, that is a comment that a sales rep for Phillies season tickets should not make publicly about a player on the Phillies, let alone the president of the goddamn team.
Yeah.
So that's number one. It 1,010% should not have been said into a microphone to the media and to the public. He is 100% to blame for stirring that pot, for getting any of that conversation even remotely started. But if you really want to get down to it, if we want to talk about not elite, the job that Dave Dombrowski has done recently is not elite. You mentioned the Nick Castellanos thing. And I said it to you last week on last week's show, when there were Phillies fans out there kind of like whining that like Nick isn't getting a fair shake and, he's done so much for us, so just let him go on and eat them, whatever. No. Fuck that. Like, Nick Castellanos was paid $20 million a year to protect Bryce Harper in the lineup, to hit cleanup, and failed to deliver doing so.
Yeah.
The problem is the not elite part is Dave Dombrowski, again, publicly talking down about one of his players at the moment.
Too transparent,
and talking about, how, like, signing Adolis Garcia for 10, 11 mil, or a couple months ago. Now you're paying 30 plus million in your right field. Everybody knows Nick Castellanos will not be in a Phillies uniform.
Right.
So then in return, why would an organization trade you anything? Why would an organization eat any of the money over the minimum they have to pay him, which is like $875,000 or something, which is exactly what the San Diego Padres did. So now the Phillies have a $19+ million tab on their shoulders right now. That's not elite, Dave.
Yeah.
You know what else isn't elite? Basically openly shopping Alec Boehm. Trying to make moves, being this wasn't openly outwardly said,
not
but
like
a lot
the
of
rest
the feel
of what we're
from
talking
reporters
about.
And everything was Alec Boehm is not going to be a Philly.
Yeah.
And now John Clark's reporting from the team and from Rob Thompson that Alec Boehm's numbers with runners in scoring position and his numbers since hitting cleanup. So you went from trying to shop a guy to trying to sell us on him being the cleanup hitter again. That's not elite. Every year at the deadline, every year preseason, Max Kepler last year, Austin Hayes at the deadline 1 year, Brandon Marsh obviously still here, but just not good enough. You have regressed year after year in the postseason. That's not elite.
Yeah.
Dave Dombrowski is 1,010% to blame for all of this. Bryce could have put it to bed. Bryce could be saying, could be wording things a little differently. But at the end of the day, Dave Dombrowski is he's tearing this fucking team apart right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that is everything you just talked. Why does the public need to know his opinion on these things? We don't need to know his opinion. I don't need to know Howie Roseman's opinion of the roster he puts together with the Eagles, right? We just need to see what happens in black and white. That's it. Transactions. That's all we need to see as fans. You don't need to do anything outside of try to sell tickets and make transactions happen, right? So I just don't get why he felt the need to be like overly transparent, especially about the Castellanos thing, especially about singling out your superstar,
your star, your star, your guy,
the guy that everything started with. Like it is a bit ridiculous, man. And I do wonder with some of Bryce's comments, man, thinking about Bryce starting here and obviously Dombrowski not being necessarily the part of that, right?
Right, yeah.
And then him coming in the middle of that. Were these, promises kept or made by Dombrowski, or were these promises made by Middleton and the prior manager, right? So on and so forth. The other things that I'm looking at with Bryce Harper's comments, and they kind of lead into what you were saying about Dombrowski and the job he's done, and some of the comments he's made just generically, but they point directly back to Dombrowski, man. And some of the comments I'm talking about is the cleanup spot call out, right? Talking about how guys are not, getting strikes thrown to them whenever they're up to bat after Bryce Harper and the situation that it puts him in, right? And then he talked about a little bit of Dodgers envy and their willingness to go out, spend money and get talent, bring talent in, but also grooming and raising their in-house talent and getting them ready to go at the major league level. So I feel like shots were just thrown right back at Dombrowski. Yeah. They were a little more subtle, a little more professional from Bryce Harper. So to that point, kind of showing him up a little bit. I did want to ask you, what do you think, like, aside from the relationship, because like I don't think it's broken. Like I think they're going to spring training. We're going to move past this. Like, yes, Bryce is talking about it. It's on his mind. How do you think Bryce is using this? Because he didn't say like motivated. He just kept saying wild.
He said that, and he says that stuff doesn't motivate him.
Motivate him.
I don't believe that, because we all remember we all remember the attaboy Harper comments. Oh my God, why am I drawing a blank on the bum that played up the middle for the Braves that did that? Not Ozzy Albies.
No, I can see his fucking face.
Yeah, me too, man. It's driving me crazy that I can't recall his name right now. That tells you how little he means. But we all remember those comments, right? And the stare down, and so I just
Orlando Arcia.
Yep, there it is.
Yeah.
I think that's the little bit of concern I have, is that the way that Bryce is talking about it, and the way that he's talking about other things as well related to the organization and this team, are like a little concerning. Like, not checked out, and not that he cares less or less enthusiastic, but like, they asked him about the Schwarber re-signing, and he talked about how he was honestly shocked when Kyle re-signed here. He really thought he was going to go play for his hometown Reds, and that he didn't.
I did not see that.
He didn't talk to Kyle and JT during about re-signing, right? He said he likes to stay out of that stuff because that's what they're going to do. It's best for their families and their money and everything. And maybe I'm making this up in my head, but like, I feel like I remember when Nick was signing here and Kyle was signing here the first time, and Trey was coming here.
Trey Turner signing
Bryce
here.
was reaching out, like, trying to bring them to the city. So now to say that you don't get involved in that stuff, like, Bryce, like, you're my favorite player. You're probably my favorite athlete in the city.
Yeah.
He's the ultimate panderer. He's the ultimate try to do so like, now he's not involved in recruiting his teammates and the stars back to the city.
And
it
it
just
makes
feels like it's bringing an already annoying offseason even lower as we head into spring training. That's what all
you're
this
putting
is
the
doing.
fans in a perplexing spot, man. You're
Yeah.
putting them in a perplexing
Because
spot where
here's
they
the thing,
kind of get
brother.
angry at the franchise.
Yeah. Here's the thing, bro. For a man that's been in this business and been around this league and been around this sport and the media for as long as Dave Dombrowski's old ass has, you knew what your comments were going to do.
Yeah.
You knew that this was going to be a story, that this was going to cause headlines. And it just, again, to your point, that's the dude you start with. Like, I get it. Like, Bryce didn't have a good play. Bryce didn't have a good postseason. He didn't have a great year last year by his metrics. He's a two-time MVP. His numbers in the postseason overall are fucking historic.
There's ways you can hold your stars accountable.
Yeah.
But he said it so nonchalantly, like so like I don't
not
even
just,
know what to
bro, not just
yeah.
Bryce wasn't elite this year. He doubled down in that press conference by saying, like, we'll see we'll see this year if he's going to get back to being elite or if he'll just stay a good player for us.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, bro, but you know, you keep forcing Rob Thompson's hand to have Alec Boehm back cleanup and to have Brandon Marsh bat 5th or 6th and bring JT back to hit 5th or 6th. And it's just, I want to be much more excited. And this is still, I said this to you a couple weeks ago, still going to be a very good baseball team, man. But what this organization is doing from top to bottom is like erasing. Let me try to phrase this the right way.
It's toxic.
For the last 2 or 3 postseasons, we have had the players on the field to blame, right? The bats have come up short time after time. Ryan Kerkering throws the ball home. We can all point to play, performance, right? And what right now is happening from Middleton to Dombrowski to some of Topper's comments, it's like from the brass down, it's tearing it apart. Yeah. And now I'm mad at everything, and everything is irking me and making me annoyed. And that's not a place I want to be when it comes to spring training and opening day, man. Like, even if your team is the Oakland Athletics, like, you're still excited for spring training and opening day, even when the Phillies were a non-playoff team. And it's like now we've gotten so far past that where, you know, well, the regular season doesn't matter and winning the division doesn't matter. And now, like,
and you're not making it easy for people to buy back.
They got to find a way to change the tide, man. And how they're going to do that is they're going to have to start the season.
You know what it is, man? You know what it is you're going to need something from Crawford. You're going to need something from one of these young guys to give some juice. Like, that's where the Phillies front office, to your point, like, not just about this drama, but like also what they were willing to do this offseason and spending money. And you've put us in a spot now where we need to see something from Crawford. Now, if we do see something, it's going to be fun. It's going to be revitalizing. And like, but that's what we're relying on. We're relying on Adolis Garcia to like show us like World Series Adolis type shit. Like, that's the type of shit that we're relying on, which maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't. And it just shouldn't be, we shouldn't be at that stage with this roster right now. And then you take it a step further with the Bryce, and then you think about Zach Wheeler not being able to start the season, different things like that. And it's a lot messier than what it has to be.
Yeah.
Right. You're bringing back Schwartz, you're bringing back JT. It doesn't have to be this messy. It could just be the fans, you know, not satisfied with the offseason, but instead there's more.
Yeah. And I'll say this, man, by not really addressing, right, by missing out on Bo Bichette, which again, it sucks the way that it is seemingly
makes
played out.
Makes me wonder if Bryce did Bryce reach out to him. You know what I mean?
What I was gonna say to you was, ideally, and this is asking a lot, and I know people are gonna laugh at me when I say this, but ideally, Adolis Garcia would be your cleanup, like Adolis Garcia, excuse me, that's how he pronounces it. But him getting back, not even back to, right? Because the dude's never been like a crazy average type of guy, but he's a dude that can pop 28 to 35 home runs, right? We've seen it. He's humongous. A guy like that in a cleanup spot. But to me, man, at this point, I would put it Schwarber, right? Like, but then the question becomes, who's batting two?
Yeah.
Well, because unless you make a major change. But then that's still not protecting Bryce. See, I was going to say if you went Trey 1, Bryce 2, and then a guy who puts the ball in play like Boehm at 3 and then Schwarber 4, but then that's still not protected. Like at that point, Bryce 3, Boehm 4 doesn't really make a whole lot of difference. So now you need a 2-hole. Maybe that 2-hole was Boehm. I don't know. I'm saying Trey, blank, Bryce, Schwarber. That's how I would try to construct this roster. And right now, like a guy like Justin Crawford, you would think they're not going to put him in the 2-hole to start.
Yeah.
Bryson Stott has not elevated his game to put him in the 2-hole to start. Brandon Marsh can't be in the 2-hole to start. JT can't be in the 2-holes to start. Garcia can't be in the 2-hole to start. So, yeah, it's some combination of Alec Boehm being in your top 4 is the reality we're living in. And it's frustrating to say the least.
Yeah. And I said it wrong earlier, but Bryce Harper noted that he saw the second fewest amount of strikes due to who was batting.
Yeah. I know what you meant. Yeah.
Season. So just wanted to correct that.
Right. Because when you don't have protection for him, they don't have to give him anything.
Exactly.
Because they're not fearful of what's behind them.
But you choose to call out Bryce Harper. Yeah.
Right. Like,
not
put
you,
it this
obviously,
way, man.
but yeah.
Put it this way. Runner on second, 2 outs. Bryce Harper at the dish. If there's someone there to protect him, Kyle Schwarber, right?
Yeah.
Now they got to go after Bryce. They want this inning ended, right? You have an Alec Boehm or Nick Castellanos or JT Realmuto behind him. Not that they won't ever make you pay, right? They're going to put balls in play. They're going to come up with runs batted in, but like consistently, I'll put Bryce on first base. I don't have to give him anything. Let's see if he chases. If not, take your base. Alec Boehm, come on up, right? And
Bryce gets
opposing
frustrated.
Teams and pitchers are going to take that over and over, right? Because now Bryce, right? Think about a season long of this. You're going to start to fish. You're going to
try
start
to steal bases that you can't steal.
Right. Yeah. You're going to try to do something because you're not getting anything. And that's where the Phillies have failed again. So it'll be interesting to see what they do, but I can already see it, man. I can already see Trey, Kyle, Bryce, Boehm.
Right back.
That's what I see. His career with runners in scoring position and 2 outs, he hits like 279 and . He can't lift the ball in the air. He doesn't hit for power.
Yeah.
That's what I need behind Bryce Harper. I need a threat behind Bryce Harper. So
where would you put Adolis in the lineup? I may have just butchered his name. I apologize.
No, Adolis. Yeah, that apparently that's how you pronounce it. Adol and then is. So, if Schwarber's hitting 4, because that's my idea, right? If Schwarber's hitting 2, man, I would try it out. Put it this way: the idea in 2022 was Castellanos was going to come here and hit 4.
What's the difference?
What the fuck's the harm in trying out Adolis Garcia at this point instead of Alec Boehm or JT Realmuto? Like, just try it. That's where I would put him. If Schwarber is hitting cleanup, which I won't mind, which I prefer right now.
Yeah,
I would put Garcia 7th, 6th, somewhere in that area.
Yeah.
Because then if you put Schwarber 4. Marsh is going to be bumped up in this order. JT is going to be bumped up in this order. I don't know. Like, honestly, bro, like, Scotty, at this point of his career, like, would you rather, as a Phillies fan, right? Would you rather have Adolis with the unknown but hope of an Adolis Garcia with runners in scoring position or JT Realmuto at this point? I've watched that movie too many times the last 3 years, dude. I've seen it over and over again.
It's not necessarily Adolis, but the unknown of Adolis, right? Like that.
I would have to imagine your 8-9 is going to be a combination of Stott, Crawford. That's just what I'm thinking right now. Unless Crawford has some ridiculous spring and they thrust him right into the fire into a leadoff role and Trey hits 2.
Is there any world how ridiculous is that? Like based on what you're seeing, like reports
I'll
going
say
into
this.
spring training, like is
I'll
there
say
any
this.
reality to that?
Right now, not the problem in the kid's game, but the note on the kid's game is that he doesn't really hit for power. But in my leadoff hitter with the big boppers behind him, I don't need him. Like, obviously, I would prefer that, but I don't
need him to
need
get
him
on
to.
base.
He's going to steal a lot of bags in this league when he gets on base, and he puts the ball in play. And, you know, in other organizations, I see it all the time. Like, I'm not trying to compare Justin Crawford to Jeremy Pena's. Do you remember when we played the Astros in the World Series and Jeremy Pena was like the ALCS MVP, like leading into it? He was a rookie that year. He was an unknown for the Astros coming up through their farm system. And next thing you know, he's torching us in the World Series. Things like that can happen for young players.
Yeah.
So, look, if Crawford doesn't have a solid spring, if he's struggling at this level, yeah, you're not going to be able to put him high in the order. But if the kid comes out there and shows that he can hit pitching consistently at this level, fucking try it, dude. Like something. So
I think that's where the Phillies are. Like that's a lot of what we've talked about, like throughout this segment. Obviously, outside of Bryce and his comments, they're in that stage where they got to try shit. They have to try. If you're not going to spend money, like the Dodgers, right? Then you got to try shit. You got to try different stuff from what you've been trying. So,
like,
I do feel you, man.
I just think that's obviously we have to see him play. Okay, I'm well aware of this. But if the kid can play, here's the thing. I can't even sit here and say, oh, well, we'll have to see, because the Phillies have put themselves in this position. By doing or not doing things in the offseason, Justin Crawford is going to be playing. They've already openly said it. So they think he can play at this level. If that's the case, as a fan, I'd rather see the kid hit 1, Trey hit 2, Bryce, Kyle, than fucking Alec Boehm or JT Realmuto in your top 4 again. I'd rather see. I'd rather see if it works.
I think that's fair, and you give him a confidence boost. We'll see what he plays like in spring training. We'll see how it starts, and we'll go from there, obviously. But like I said, man, I think that is something that could give you a little bit of a spark plug, right? Like you said, change, difference, something like a young guy stepping up out of nowhere. It wouldn't be really out of nowhere. I shouldn't say it like that, but that's the type of thing that will get me revitalized as a fan this year, because I know it. That's what it is, man, and it feels like it's happening across all the Philly teams right now. Maybe not so much the Sixers coming out of the All-Star break, right, with VJ winning the All-Star or the Rising Stars MVP and Maxey getting to show his stuff in the All-Star game, but it feels like the Philly teams are draining us right now. That's what it feels like. Yeah. We got spring training starting. That's going to be a spark in itself, getting the guys back out.
Not for everybody. I know we'll have our detractors and our negative people in the comments.
Shit, man. Something for me to look forward to every night.
No,
there he is.
Bro, I swear to God.
He's goated on timing. He is goated on timing.
But listen, Justin Crawford last year, Scotty, hit 334 in AAA and stole 46 bases. In 4 years in AAA, really 3.5 years, because he only played 16 games in 2022 in the minors. He stole 145 bases and was caught stealing 32 times. So and he has a career 322 batting average in the minors. So the kid puts the ball in play, he gets on base, he steals a lot of bases. Sounds like something the team could use to set the table for the rest.
Interesting.
I'd rather do that than run back what we've been seeing. So yeah. We'll see, man. We'll continue to circle the wagon when it comes to this team.
Around the corner.
I think let me just check real quick. I think like February 21st is their first spring training game against the Blue Jays. Now, obviously we have no idea who's playing in this, if it's inter squad, whatever. But yeah, in a couple days you have spring training baseball. So it's always a positive.
Tyrese Martin? What the fuck's that mean? Well, you got to elaborate.
I think he's taking a jab. I think he's somehow taking a jab at Tyrese Maxey, but I don't know how.
What is
elaborate, Pump? Elaborate.
What's the Martin? Talk to me. Are we talking about like Caleb Martin? Like what are we talking here?
This is our corporate pumper segment of the show.
Right.
But yeah, man, speaking of the Sixers, obviously VJ shined on Friday night. Oh, we signed Tyrese Martin to a two-way? Huh? I know we signed Jabari Walker to a two-way, and we're bringing back Campaign.
So is this something you like, Pumper? Because I'm looking him up right now. He played on the Nets this season. It looks like 7 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. He's 26 years old. I'll be honest, I don't know much.
Yeah, I tell you? Yeah, they did sign him. Yeah,
he's from PA.
Oh, this was announced 23 hours ago by the Philly Voice. Why did I not see this?
Yeah, I don't know. I saw all the campaign shit, but I did not see this at all. Yeah. Okay, Bob. Yeah, ass. All right. Yeah, fair. That's what I would assume.
Bro, I'm just so confused by it all. So now we've signed this dude to a two-way.
Dalen Terry.
Right? Is Dalen Terry on the roster?
I don't even know. Let me look at the roster.
Beauchamp or Beaucamp, obviously he's probably getting the boot now. Jabari Walker's back.
Yeah,
which he was just apparently the campaign thing is going to take some time getting out of his transitioning him back, getting out of his whatever, not contract, but something over in Europe, getting him back here. He won't it's not like campaign's going to be here in 2 days or something. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Let's start there because you texted me. You texted me laughing about it. Obviously, it's not something that's going to fire you up, but you said you were okay. You're cool with the campaign. Bring back. Yeah, I don't know.
He was all right for us, right? Then the first stint, he was all right. I think he got a little overhyped by some people and maybe even myself because he is a streaky shooter. He can hit the 3-point shot that can get you fired up. He is a spark plug. He has a little bit of entertainer in him as well.
He can handle the ball. I'll tell you this: it's not Kyle Lowry. It's not Kyle Lowry.
It's not Kyle Lowry.
So shoot from three a little bit. He's younger than Kyle. It's not Kyle Lowry. That's what I can give you, right?
I'm with it. I think I think something that stuck with me. I don't know who tweeted it out, but it was something about the McCain deal. Just looking at it for what it is, and it's 4 draft picks for a 21-year-old player. He's betting on McCain not becoming a NBA player, right? Not becoming something within his NBA career. So just taking the McCain idea out of my head. Campaign, it's all right. The other moves with the names on the market, it does just make me wonder, why do these guys want to go to these other teams over the Sixers? Some of the buyout candidates and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know what the Sixers could have done without trying to make a swing via trade, right? There was just nothing outside of and even, this is an example I saw thrown around, and I think Big Mark on the NBC Philly broadcast, I think he threw it out there as well. Chris Middleton, right, getting bought out from the Mavs, and then the Sixers, signing him in the buyout market. I would have I'm not going to lie to you, I would have probably worked myself into some type of hope off of them signing Chris Middleton, but the reality is he's probably washed. So, there's other guys out there, there's Chris Bouchers of the world and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, the Sixers are going to go with Embiid being healthy, Maxey being healthy, VJ Edgecombe is in that situation now, and then you just have to hope you get, not completely whacked out Paul George when he returns, man.
Fucking right, dude.
But I think you talked about VJ Edgecombe, him winning the Rising Stars MVP. I think he showed us who he was in that game.
He also made some comments over the weekend.
He did. I'm interested to know which comments you're referring to, though. I'm curious, but
he made if we're fully healthy, I think we're the team to beat in the East. Now, obviously, it's very
if related, but
it's not just very if related. Anybody's going to say that, right? If their team's a playoff team, so I think people kind of took it and ran with it, and some Sixers fans were quote tweeting it and making jokes of it. But what do you want the kid? The kid has confidence in himself and his teammates, right?
I I have no problem with that, man. That's just his
No.
confidence. He sees Embiid every day. He respects Embiid. Obviously, he talked a lot about Embiid on that podcast. He sees these guys every day. He sees all-star starter Maxey. He's going to believe that they can win something. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, man. So, and to that point, man, I think this is it's a huge spot for VJ. These last however many games, a little over 20 games left, I think.
How many games are
because
we played 54, so yeah, we got 28 games left in the regular
28.
season.
So you look how many of those games probably he was suspended 25 games, Paul George?
Yeah.
25. So maybe 3 or 4 out of those games he'll get to play in, maybe 5.
When the fuck did he get suspended?
It was like right before All-Star break. I want to say he missed either 2 or 3 games. I want to say that, but I'm not 100%.
He played in the Cleveland games, obviously. Oh yeah, wait, I'm way down. Was it like the New Orleans time? Like, did he play? Let's see, did he play in this New Orleans game?
Let me look at their schedule recently.
So
the Knicks, the Blazers. He was not there for the Suns, Lakers.
He wasn't out west. He didn't play in this. So he was suspended for the New Orleans game. I think that was the first one.
Okay, so he played 5 or 6 or 7 games, or missed 5 or 6 or 7 games.
Let's see. Did he play in this Kings game? He played in the Kings game. So so starting at the Pelicans game is where he gets suspended. Okay. So he's already missed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's missed 7. So he's got to miss what, 18 more? So he'll play 10 games.
Okay, that's a good. Yeah, that makes me feel a little bit better than what I was originally feeling, because that gives him a little bit of time to get some rhythm, build some chemistry. That's the biggest thing that pisses me off the most about him getting suspended, outside of obviously his contributions, but just building that camaraderie, man. You need that going into the postseason.
And listen, bro,
big spot for
if you don't want to become, like, I'm sure that you're already on a lot of people's lists of like disappointing Philadelphia signings.
Yeah.
When you return, you better basically not skip a fucking beat conditioning wise. I'm sure I'll give you a little bit of grace, right? Because nothing's like game shape. But you better be as close to in-game shape as humanly effing possible, because you got yourself suspended. Whatever it was for, if you're telling the truth for the medicine, whatever it was related to, okay? You better keep your ass in shape.
Is there any world where Paul George comes back into the team but doesn't start?
Man.
Is that crazy?
Is it crazy?
The only reason that it comes to my mind, Dylan, it's not for a negative reason. It's more.
Is it a little fun? Is it a little fun? Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Is it a little fun to think like still like, no, right? You're paying the man $50 fucking million. Right. He's not a bench player. I'm just saying, like, we sit here and go, oh, scoring punch off the bench, Grimes and Oubre. Well, what if it's Grimes and Paul George?
Unlimited shots for PG in that type of situation. He would still finish the game out, obviously, with the starters, at the end. But just an idea, just something that came across my mind. Maybe they tried at the beginning and then working back into the lineup, whatever. Because I do like what Kelly Oubre. He's been shooting the ball a lot better this season so far. He's been playing pretty well, but I do, man. I think VJ. How do you feel? Because I looked at the odds for Rookie of the Year, man, and I get it. It's Coop Flag. You got
it's his award. It's his award at this point.
It is. Okay. So I won't even ask my question because I saw VJ was plus 7,000.
Oh, like would you take
to win Rookie of the Year? And I do. I think there's like an opportunity there for him. He doesn't have to be the guy that steps up, but he could be the guy that steps up and becomes that third wheel while Paul George is out.
Absolutely.
But I do feel you. Like, Coop, he's averaging like 20.6 rebounds. Like, it is
bro. And before he got hurt, I think he had like 3 straight games of like almost 40 and 49 in one of them.
He was approaching 50 on one of them.
Yeah, and that was against Khan. Like, and so.
Yeah, and I think the Hornets won that game. Yeah, that was a crazy game.
Yeah.
But
it's his award. he would have to stay hurt for the rest. You know what I mean? Like the Mavs would have to like tank the rest, which they're already not good. But like, you get what I'm saying? Like Cooper Flag would have to sit out the rest of the year and not be eligible for the award. And VJ would have to continue to sprinkle in, 25, 19, 22 here.
He would have to get up around that 18, 19 point.
Yeah, he's averaging 15 at the moment. He's dipped
right
from
now.
The 17 or whatever that he was averaging.
Yeah.
So,
I will give you some notes for just the second half. It's less than half, obviously, but apparently the Sixers have the 23rd ranked strength of schedule the rest of the way.
It's nice.
Apparently it's a little deceptive because they have like 8 road games over the next 3 weeks against like Oklahoma City, the Knicks, Boston Celtics, but
I'll check it out.
23rd, that's, obviously bottom half of the NBA when it comes to strength of schedule. So that is a benefit given where the Sixers are right now. I would love to see them let me look at the standings, man. Yeah, I would love, they definitely need to get past the Raptors. Like, they need to surpass the Raptors this season. Like, no offense to what the Raptors are doing, but the Sixers need to surpass them.
But like, let me ask you this question though, bro. Yeah. Like, obviously, I think with the Harden trade and the ball that the Cavs are going to be playing in the last 20 plus games, I think that's going to take the Cavs into the top 2 in the East. They're a game and a half behind Boston for the 2. They're a game behind New York. I think at the end of the day, the Cavs are going to be there. But I'm just saying, if it was to be settled right now, you would have the Sixers playing the Knicks and the Raptors playing the Cavs. Would you want to jump the Raptors and play Cleveland in the first round? Or like, I don't know. Like the Knicks could win the East as well. Like, I'm not trying to downplay the Knicks against the Cavs, but like, Sixers 2-2 versus the Knicks this year, beat them twice in the Garden. Cavs came here twice and won. I think we're 0-3 versus Cleveland this year.
He'll make me eat my words. I know it'll happen. We'll play the Knicks in the playoffs now because I'll say this. But I think at the end of the day, like I would rather play Jalen Brunson than Donovan Mitchell. Like I think that. And then you throw in like an Evan Mobley and Jared Allen combination to defend against Embiid. And you have Cat on the other end. Now, Mitchell Robinson is so fucking annoying, to be clear. He is fucking annoying. Annoyingly good for the Knicks against the Sixers, whatever, but so fucking annoying.
And let me make one thing clear, and I don't know how they manage it, and I'm not saying it would happen in the postseason. It happens in random Tuesday night games or whatever. But it ain't like me and you can go buy up the whole lower bowl at the Xfinity Mobile Arena. If the Sixers were to play the Knicks in the postseason, just like when we play the Mets at the bank in the regular, so help me God, if it's covered in orange and blue and I can't tell who the cheers and who the boos are for on the broadcast. It's embarrassing, bro. And look, maybe that's props to them, right? They're right up 95. It's an hour and a half.
They comment on it on the broadcast too, man. It's embarrassing. It's painful to watch. And then, well, the last game they got like
they beat us by 50.
That shit. Yeah, it kills your soul, man. It kills your soul. So don't let that happen. It's hard for me to say, right? Like I
get it, but like even if me and
can't go every fucking
going to every home game in the postseason, we got 2 tickets, motherfucker. Like
the Knicks, like come on,
right?
It's so embarrassing.
We don't drive up to the Garden and take the Garden over,
right?
And we're supposed to be like this. Obviously, New York, Philly, fucking heated rivalry, great fan base, passionate fan base as well, but like. We're supposed to be this fucking authentic, always there, rah-rah fan base, and the New York Knicks fans just take over the center all the time. Like that.
It's a case of classism, man, because they're up there, they're living amongst those expensive ass prices. They make more money, they spend more money.
It's
then
true.
They look down in PA, little old PA
shit.
in New Jersey. They're like, oh, what? $200? I can get in the 100 section? Like, I'll take that.
It's true.
But to your point, I think trying to think it through, man. I think I would rather play the Knicks.
I think so too. I also
what makes it hard is the Josh Hart shit, the Villanova shit, right? Those narratives, they just always pick up steam when we play the Knicks.
Yeah. But like as much as that would be annoying again, man, and like I want to beat that team in that city so bad finally. Like I want to I want to bounce them and end their season, but like, brother, I don't know if I could deal with James Harden coming here and bouncing us and putting up like ridiculous numbers in a
That's a
6-game
good point.
series. Like, no, bro, I
That's a good
couldn't.
point.
Like,
because I think James Harden would kill us. Like his style of play, I think that I obviously he has his shooting streaks that will determine if he's really cooking.
His playoff success or lack thereof is well fucking documented. We all know this, but I'm not talking about Eastern Conference Finals Cavaliers. I'm talking round 1, game 3 at the center, and Harden comes in and drops 32 with 10 and 5. Like,
because
Harden, I can't deal with it.
Harden's role in the Cavs now, he just needs to win them one playoff game.
Oh yeah,
that's all his role is. Donovan
Mitchell.
I
mean, you're talking about the one. You're talking about the 1 seed of last year.
Yeah.
So
it's interesting, man. Both of those teams are great, to be clear. But
I was going to ask you one more thing, and trying to remember what it was.
Sixers related?
No. But now I'm forgetting where I tied it into. It has to do. Oh, okay. It has to do with the media. That's where it was.
Okay. What's up?
So obviously you sent me some topics earlier, and like I said to kick off the show, for those of you that weren't in here in the first couple of seconds or minutes, we laid out all the conversations for the week. We're gonna get into some Eagles rumors and talk as we get into Thursday's episode. But to kind of wrap this one up and preview Thursday's episode, man. Super Bowl week took place not too long ago, right? We remember that when the Seahawks just beat New England. Yeah. And for some reason, like over the last week and a half, people just want to attach their names to our quarterback.
Yeah.
And make things up. And out of all the shows that are annoying or lack intelligence, or lack thought, man, that fucking stream or show or whatever it's on with Shady and Acho and their one boy.
Yeah.
Emmanuel Acho comes out and just throws out this rumor that he saw Jalen Hurts during Super Bowl week. And he was sitting in the booth with his glasses on. No one was around him. He was by himself. He didn't talk to anybody. He's a loner. And on those rumors that, the money that next thing you know, 8,000 photos come out of him and Smitty and whoever else and their women and whoever sitting in the booth together, smiling, laughing, talking, whatever. Like, bro, shut the fuck up, man. Like, it's so tiresome. And then I'll take it a step further. The media in this city, and I've said it before, like, this is all I've wanted to do since I was fucking in high school was get a job in Philadelphia Sports Talk Radio and be on air, right?
Yeah.
And this is probably shooting myself in the foot with one half of the state. And we have 2 stations here. I'm shooting myself in the foot with one of them. But, dude, WIP isn't fucking listenable, bro. It's so not listenable. Like,
I do agree. I completely agree, man. Out of the 2 stations, 97.5.
And they win.
They have their moments.
They win every battle. They crush Beasley and the Phanatic in ratings.
Yeah.
But my God, dude, like the draft a quarterback, trade AJ. Did you see, like, let me ask you a question wholeheartedly. How is this dude ESP like the most notable name when it comes to Eagles coverage? How is that possible? Because did you see this man's tweet that the Dolphins could become a team to trade for AJ? This is after the Tyreek Hill release. Because AJ, and listen, maybe there's some tease in there, but I don't know. I don't think he's being like this because AJ always spoke highly of Kevin Patullo. I don't know what, like, I don't know what that means. I don't know. I don't know. But
he said on one podcast during Super Bowl week that KP was great, rooting for him, something like that. That was all I've seen from AJ regarding Kevin Patullo.
Yeah. Brian, I got news for you.
Tanner's going to get traded.
Tanner McKee has as much of a chance to somehow, like as if it's a quarterback battle this year, to somehow become the Eagles starting quarterback this year in training camp as I do getting hired by WIP after I just said it. Tomorrow, like.
No, it's a good segue, man. Because I did want to ask you, how did it feel watching Jalen Hurts walk out there with them other Super Bowl MVPs during the Super Bowl pregame ceremony? Yeah. Super Bowl MVP Jalen Hurts, the only current player out there with all those other legendary Super Bowl MVPs. Bro, it was just a beautiful thing to watch.
It just, again, there's no balance. There's no honesty in most shows or most takes now, because like I see people all the time, again, like I'm, when it comes to Jalen Hurts, talk about, I saw a video actually earlier, very big podcast, very big platform, doing talking about historic playoff risers, like playoff quarterbacks, right? Keeping 3, cutting 5, whatever, or blind ranking them, whatever it was. And, like, they got the Jalen Hurts and they were like, cut. And the 2 of the guys were like, bro, he has 2 of the greatest Super Bowl performances ever. And he's like, they were like, over half of his playoff performances are bad. And he gets carried. He got carried in the NFC Championship. Da, da, da. Then they got to like Nick Foles and said, keep. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Like, I'm not against Nick Foles, but over Jalen?
What was AI, Pumper? What was AI? Right, but Scotty, it's like, it's even now, it's even this year, right? Like, Sam, congratulations to Sam Darnold, okay, right? Yeah. There are people out there that are now, Sam Darnold's a top 10 quarterback now.
Who won Super Bowl MVP?
Sam Darnold's a Super Bowl. What did you see? What he did in the NFC Championship game? Yeah, man, I did. It was awesome, but like,
it was great, yeah.
Like,
and I think he got over the hump. I think it's fair to say Sam Darnold got over the hump.
Yeah, right? That's where people lose me. So we'll continue that conversation.
Kenneth Walker won Super Bowl MVP. Saquon Barkley did not.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Take that for what you will. It just gets me just re-geared up. They're giving Jalen so much motivation that he just doesn't even need. It's whatever. Get us a training camp. But yeah, it'll be fun to pick your brain. I'm interested to see your thoughts on some of these mock drafts that are coming out, man. I've seen wide receiver.
Bro,
I've seen quarterback.
Saw, like, let me ask you this. I saw like a trade. Forget who brought it up on social media, but like an AJ Brown trade, and the person was like, I don't want to trade AJ Brown, but this would be a good haul for him. And the trade was a 2nd and a 5th. I'm so over and tired of how people value draft compensation and draft picks nowadays.
Yeah. Yeah.
I am. Like, I know a 2nd round pick is is still excellent value. You getting anyone as talented as AJ Brown?
Let me ask you this. Are you trading AJ Brown for a 1st round pick?
No.
I'm not trading AJ Brown for a single 1st round pick.
Nope.
I mean, that's just my opinion, but I wholeheartedly feel that way. So yeah, 2nd and a 5th. No. You'd have to give me a wide receiver that is good, not as good as AJ Brown, and then another top draft.
Here is the exception, right? Here's the exception to all of it. AJ Brown doesn't want to be here anymore.
Wants out. Demands out.
Then if that's kept secret, if that's kept between AJ and the organization, and they finesse a trade for a 2nd and a 3rd or a 1st or whatever, and then it could, like, AJ wanted to leave.
Yeah.
You got a 1st round pick for AJ Brown, or you got a 2nd and 3rd for a guy that didn't want to be here. Whatever.
Yeah.
But when we're talking value, right? Let me ask you this, man. And I know there are people always
like trading him for shits and giggles.
Like, let me say this. I love Smitty. To me, he's either the best wide receiver 2 or top 2 or 3 wide receiver. Because obviously Adams with Puka, and there's some others, right? But like, Smitty's a top 3 wide receiver 2, bar none. Devontae Smith was a 1st round draft pick at that same position. If that was your return for AJ Brown this year, you lost value. I get it. He had a down year. That player would be young, as good as Smitty, whatever. I don't think A.J. Brown is not done playing football. Don't get me wrong. Pisses me off. Irked me stopping on a route. Irked me dropping a pass with the season on the line. A.J. Brown, if he's still good to go, if he wants to be here in a correct offense, is a top 5-6 wide receiver in football. So unless you are finding value close to that or at another position, the trade doesn't equate. And that's where people piss me off.
Smitty, I don't know. Smitty feels like an exception for me, and I know there's bias.
But Scott, do you get what I'm saying?
It's his personality too, though. He's just a much better. I don't want to call him a better person. It's not like that. I don't know them personally. He is just. I don't know how to word it. I'm not even going to say it.
I'm just saying, talent for talent, right? Would you rather have two players the caliber of Devontae Smith or Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown?
Right. Yeah. No, I feel you. Yeah.
That's what I mean by value.
Yeah.
So people just love that. Oh, you got a second-round pick? What the fuck could that I'm not saying that second-round pick won't be worth it. I
agree. Yeah.
But is it ever going to be A.J. Brown? It's the same thing when we talk about trading for Giannis. And, would you allow VJ Edgecombe? Now, there's other factors. There's age. There's money. There's injury. That all goes into it. But if you just strip it down to talent, there will still be people that say no to including VJ Edgecombe. And then the question becomes, in what world is VJ Edgecombe becoming a top 2 or 3 player in the National Basketball Association? Because that's what Giannis Antetokounmpo is.
Yeah.
And that's where people lose me. Oh, they got 2 first-round picks in VJ Edgecombe. If any of them come close to what Giannis is, you win. But until then, I disagree. So we could pick that conversation up. We can pick more Eagles talk up.
Because we got more to talk about with the Birds for sure, man. Draft coming up, free agency. We got some big free agents. Max Crosby, Jalen Phillips. I don't know. You put Max Crosby on the table? I don't know.
I don't know how he makes it work.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot to talk about, man. You letting Reed Blankenship go to bring back someone else. I don't know. We'll talk about it. I don't know. It's an interesting offseason nonetheless.
Yeah, no, we got a lot of fun stuff coming. We were ironing some stuff out earlier. We'll have another show on Thursday, talking more all things Philly sports, whatever you guys want to get into. So make sure to subscribe and follow. But more importantly, make sure to obviously subscribe to the YouTube channel. Check us out on TikTok as well. We're going to start posting some of that content that we are coming up with over there. So be on the lookout for myself, for Scotty, for DSM. Enjoy the rest of your night. Peace out, everybody.
Peace, everyone.